Hello Tabbers, my name is Mark. Welcome to my office. Today we're going to talk about ceiling fans and a process called bulletproofing and the fact that not all fans are created equal. When I was very young, my roommate traveled in circles with actual professional race car drivers. My roommate's uncle actually raced professionally at a track in Indio, California. I started hanging around with them and I learned a process called bulletproofing. Bulletproofing is where you build a car, a race car, and you take it out on the track and you purposely run it until it breaks. When it breaks, you bring it back in and you don't repair it. You do an analysis to find out why it broke and make changes to it so that that part won't break anymore. Then you take it back out on the track and you run the heck out of it and you break it again, and you keep doing that over and over and over. Eventually you get a car that you can't break. That process is called bulletproofing. When I graduated and moved through my career, I decided that I wanted to follow those same rules. It made a lot of sense to me. And I broke one of my own rules. Originally, my 2015 Tab MaxxS trailer came with a fan made by its brand name is called Fantastic Fan, and it's okay. It's 3 speeds. It goes in and out. Nothing fancy, but worked really well. There is a problem with them though. This is the second cover I've had to put on that Fantastic Fan, and it comes from the fact that the Fantastic Fan has only one support. If you own a Fantastic Fan, you know what we're talking about. There's a support here that runs in this groove and lifts this up and down. Well, the problem is that when you support this only on one side, the other side is free to flex and rattle. And so what happens here is that this eventually breaks. Now, we all know that you're not supposed to you're not supposed to travel with your vent open, and I wasn't. But on this last trip, my wife and I were out, we crossed some really horrible winds. And actually had to camp in them. We're out in Montana and the wind is howling. We're getting 60-mile-an-hour gusts through there. And it was hot enough to where we had to have the fan lid open just a little bit, just enough to get circulation. But the wind was catching this and just pounding on it. Well, you can see it broke that support right off. Now, this is the second lid I've put onto my trailer. My first one broke in a similar way, and I put a video up of me replacing that. And I didn't think much of it. I originally attributed it just to the fact that the cover had gotten brittle. But when I put the second one on, this one is less than a month old. That's a problem. So I should have investigated more about why the original broke rather than just replacing it. You know, that's a difference between bulletproofing something and just repairing something. So, doing some investigation, let me show you. Not all fans are created equal. Some fans are better than others, and it's not because of their features. You can buy a fan that has temperature control and rain sensing and a remote control and all of that. And in my opinion, all of that is trivial. It's all trivial. You want a feature, you want a remote control, that's great, but so what? There's a significant difference between this fan and other fans, and let me show you that. So instead of me just replacing that cover again, let's move up here a little bit, replacing that cover again with another cover, I'm going to replace the entire fan. Now this is a MaxxFan. Now you need to be aware, the thing that I'm interested in is the steel supports. There are two of them on this one. You can see how supporting this on both sides, that is significantly stronger. I mean, it doesn't vibrate, it doesn't move, because it's being supported on both sides rather than just on one. So this is a MaxxFan. You need to be aware that not all MaxxFans have two supports. So I can't tell you that a MaxxFan is just categorically better than a Fantastic fan. I can't say that because some MaxxFans only have one support. So if you decide to get a MaxxFan, this one is sort of their middle of the road one. There's no remote control here. This has got 10 speeds, which is better than my 3-speed, I suppose. This one blows in and out, and it has a temperature control on it. So it's an upgrade in that way. But I'm not really interested in buying a fan just for those features. I'm interested in this. That's the important piece here, is that the other fans and most fans only have a single support. This particular model of this MaxxFan has two. This is a MaxxFan model 4000K. It's got a nice metal winder on it. This is all steel, much better way. Now, I'm not going to show you the replacement of my Fantastic fan with a MaxxFan. It is ultimately simple. There's a black wire and a white wire to hook up. You take the other one out, you drop this one down into the exact same hole. You put butyl tape around the perimeter, drop this in, put lap sealant around that, and you're good to go. It's no big deal. There are a million videos out there in how to swap a fan out. So I don't need to make more of the same out there. But I did want to, I wanted to show you this because this is important. This is significantly better engineering than a single support. So anyway, guys, just a short one today. Hope you can appreciate that. If you're thinking about replacing your existing fan with any other fan, whether it be another Fantastic fan or with a MaxxFan, whatever you do, look for that. That's important. I've been there, done it, and I wish this, instead of putting another lid on mine, I had replaced the entire mechanism the first time. So this is my process of bulletproofing. Something breaks, you bring it back, you investigate what caused the failure, and you make it better, not just repair it to how it was. Here we are. It took me about an afternoon, about three and a half hours, and my new MaxxFan 4000K is in. I took out the Fantastic fan because the cover had broken for a second time. This guy is much better. He's got two supports, not just one. That's the reason I bought this guy, not because of anything else. But a lot of you have been asking about which is a better fan, and so we're going to do a little one-to-one comparison here. The MaxxFan has, and before I took out my Fantastic fan, I did some comparisons. The MaxxFan here has 10 settings. This is the high setting. The Fantastic fan had 3 settings. When the MaxxFan is on high, and compared to the Fantastic fan when it's on high, they're both about the same noise level. They're also both about the same current. So that business about one fan drawing less current than another, That's not really true when they're both on high. But since the MaxxFan has 10 different settings, the low setting for the MaxxFan draws less current than the low setting on the Fantastic Fan. So if you're running it on low, yeah, you're going to a little bit of save. But there is this, guys. If you're a boondocker, this guy's going to use more power than the Fantastic Fan. And here's why. When the Fantastic Fan was off, it was off. When this guy is off, he's still drawing current. And I measure him, he's drawing about 1/10 of an amp. So even when he's off, just sitting here like now, there's a circuit board here that's measuring temperature and doing all the things that it's supposed to be doing. It's got this fan is sort of in standby. It's drawing about 1/10 of an amp. Now that's not a lot, but that's another parasitic draw. That's like your TV and your stereo and all the other things that are parasitic draws. This is another one. So as far as that goes, the Fantastic Fan beats the MaxxFan if you were going to boondock, because this fan is always drawing current and the MaxxFan is always drawing current and the Fantastic Fan was not. So even though this may be quieter on its lowest setting, even though it may draw less current on the lowest setting, when they're both on high, they're running just about as loud and they're running just about as much current. They're basically identical in that thing. It's my only, my concern is I love the dual, you know, the two supports. That's great. That's why I bought it. But I don't like so much that it's drawing current all the time. So that's the end of this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, when you have something fail in your trailer, remember the bulletproof process. Bring it home. Figure out not just what broke, but why it broke. Make changes so it won't break again and then go out again. After a few years, you'll find that less and less and less things fail in your trailer. That's called bulletproofing. Anyway, take care. Drive safe. See you on the road.